Okay.
You never know. Your hand may be selected.
Your Excellency, first of all, thanks for giving us this opportunity. My name is Ibrahim Osman. I'm from Garissa County. I'm an entrepreneur in the US. Actually, the numbers that you guys spoke about import, I play a huge role. I work directly with KTDA. I'm the guy who brought KTEP and some IT to the US from 2004.
Wonderful.
And at this moment, I'm in commodity business, transportation and logistics and healthcare business. I am in the process of investing back home. In the process of setting up plants, creating job employment, and all that I'm requesting is, who can I reach out to? Because I've already started the process and I'm getting into some features and obstacles, and I really appreciate if the state can, because we're planning to invest more than $10 million in the Kenyan market.
Thank you very much, my brother. When I was constituting government, I was deliberate. I did create a ministry for trade, investment, and industry. And I put there a very capable Kenyan. A man who was working in the diaspora, a man who was working in an investment bank, somebody who knows what he needs to do. His name is Moses Kuria, and he's right here. So, Moses Kuria, you need a conversation with my good brother there. And we have said that business, especially in the area of export and also investment to our country, will take a big portion of what we must do. And this Moses Kuria, you may leave behind your contract so that we can do that for this great Kenya and all the others who want to do what he is suggested to do. Yes.
There's a lady back there, so we can balance.
Okay, let's give it to a lady first. Give it to a lady somewhere there.
Lady back there.
Okay, there you are. Let's say your name.
Okay, hi, Mr. President, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Veronica, and I'm from Kajiado South. And I am grateful for this opportunity because I'm here to speak up for women. I'm getting ready to pack my bags and move back home to help battered women, widows, and orphan children. And here's the thing, I'm going to ask you if you could kindly consider women going through domestic abuse. They have no chance to call when they're so far away in the village to get help. I am getting ready to come and build a Mani Rescue Center, and I kindly ask you consider that for us.
Thank you very much, Flora. Thank you very much. I can see the amount of emotion in what you're speaking to, and I think it is indeed an issue that deserves attention, and not just attention, maybe attention at my level. So let me say just two things. We've just completed celebrating the week that we've been focused on ensuring that we end gender violence. And it's time that we no longer pay lip service to matters women in general. may be aware, I have written to Parliament just this week to tell Parliament it's time for us to actualize the 2/3 gender rule. And I have made proposals to Parliament so that this conundrum that is going around women issues, it must come to an end, and we must keep our word and keep what the Constitution says about it. I am very confident that this 10-year chase that we've had on women issues is going to come to an end, and we are going to actualize what the Constitution says. Number two, I made a commitment in this election that I will have a cabinet level advisor in the presidency on women issues. I did appoint my good sister Harriet Chikai, who is a cabinet level member on women issues. And I want to invite you to have a conversation with her. Alfred Mutua will connect you to her so that we can tackle the issue. And number three, let me give me a chance to speak about something else. We've had press issues about what happens to our girls and domestic workers working outside Kenya in many parts of the world. It is an issue that has come up. Many families, many of our girls, many of our workers outside Kenya sometimes have gone through situations that are unpleasant. And interrogating the issue is not so much about the host countries, it's so much about us. And I intend to sort out the problem, because the problem is about the government of Kenya and what it can do, making sure that those who organize those jobs are properly licensed, they are held to account, and when a citizen leaves Kenya to go and work anywhere, it is no longer the business of the person who recruited them, it becomes the business of the government of Kenya. So I want to promise you that we will sort out, because we cannot allow a few issues that are mishandled to destroy the relationship between us and other countries that offer huge opportunities for employment, for growth, for business, for Kenyans, millions of them. And sometimes maybe 3, 4, 5, 10, maybe 2% of the incidences cause a big problem that we can actually lose an opportunity for Kenyans to invest and work outside Kenya. I have taken too long, but thank you for asking, so that you give me an opportunity to explain a bit.
As a rule, I just think it's if you're standing up, you're blocking people behind. So just put up your hand.
Yeah.
Now we go to an older gentleman.
Okay.
Thank you. Your Excellency, my name is Peter Rono. For those of you who don't know, I was the 1988 1500 Olympic champion. I was here in Maryland, and I was actually made an honorary citizen of Maryland, and I now live in Columbus. Your Excellency, thank you so much, for making time just to come and see us. We truly appreciate your time. My question probably would be about sports. Having been an athlete, I came to this country on a track scholarship when I was young. There are about 3,500 marathons across the globe every year. Of the 3,500, Kenyans actually win about 3,000 of them. Of the 5, they are usually what they call the big 5. That is Berlin, London, New York, Boston, and Chicago. Kenyans usually win all of them. Your Excellency, in these marathons across the globe, 1 week prior to the marathon, there is what they call the expo. And companies, countries are there to market their country.
Yes, Peter, can you make it brief?
Yes. So my question is there a way Kenya can be able to go to those expos so that we can market our country? I believe if we do that, we are going to increase tourism, investment in Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes, thank you. We can take 2 more questions and then you
Let me just
answer.
answer
Okay.
so that,
Yes, sir.
because I think Peter, and I think as I answer Peter, I'm also speaking to the rest of you guys. Kenya is a sporting giant anywhere, and the statistics you have given is testimony to that. So what we did 4 years ago, to be able to provide the resources necessary to build our sports, we came up with the Sports and Arts Fund, which has good resources, if I may say. And we now have a young man called Ababu Namwamba, who is our sports minister. I have confidence in Ababu Namwamba being able to do what he must do in sports already. In the past 2 months of being in the office, he has managed to get Kenya out of the ban on fever. Kenya was about to be banned because of doping, and we just managed to negotiate ourselves out of that and to take the necessary steps to protect our premier sportsmen and women who participate in the marathons you have said and all the others. I want to give you our undertaking that sports is going to go to another level. We have already, I did announce on Jamhuri that we're going to build our sports from the bottom, going up. And we are going to begin to have a tournament and sports activity coming from the wards through the counties, and we are going to have inter-county competition. And we are going to make sure that we elevate our sports to the next level. But the ideas you have given, I am sure, Madam Roslyn, you will pick up those ideas and pass on to your colleagues at the Ministry of Sports. Thank you.
2 more questions, one from a mother
I
and a
have
young.
another 7 minutes.
You have about 7 minutes. We can take one from this side. Is that lady over there? It's random.
Kama ulichelewa na ukaa nyuma, shauri yako.
Is that lady there? Okay, madam.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Dr. Kakenya Taya, and I'm a social entrepreneur. I invest in girls in rural Kenya, in Narok County, a place called Emosain. You have spoken a lot about the trade and a lot about women issues. I'm really interested to know about the great CBC curriculum that is being implemented, what you're going to do in terms of really ensuring that we don't have the disparities, because there's lack of resources, there's no computers in the villages, and we are yet wanting that. We want to be a technological country. I'm looking forward for the internet. That is such a big issue. So I love Kenya, I work for Kenya, and I just wanted to address the issue of education because you haven't spoken about it.
Thank you, Daktari. When we went around Kenya, Kenyans spoke loudly that they wanted a relook at our curriculum, especially the CBC curriculum. So in the process of going through all that we needed to go through, I did establish about a month and a half ago a presidential working party to look into what Kenyans wanted about education. And it covers education from primary school all the way to university. We have some very interesting outcomes. The first outcome is that many Kenyans have said the CBC curriculum is too heavy and costly. We are looking at ways of making sure that we cut down on the huge costs that creates disparities for parents who are not as endowed as parents in other areas. So that's one. We're going to look at the cost. Number two, there was a suggestion that we move our junior secondary school to schools away from home. All parents, in fact, 86% of them say they wanted to be close to their children. And therefore, the junior secondary school was left at the same locality with our primary school. Again, it is for matters of cost and for matters of parents wanting to be near their children. But also the parents said that they had too much homework. and on that, my position has been that it is time parents understood that the education of their children is important and they need to get involved. So on that particular issue, I have taken the position that it is necessary for parents to spend an hour, to spend maybe an hour and a half every day to check out on the education of their children, because for a very long time, parents dumped their children in school, forgot about them. The only time they came round is to find out whether they passed the exam or not. That is after 6 or 7 or 8 years. I think it's time, I think that's what you guys do here in the US. You get involved in the education of your children, don't you? So I think it's time we did that in Kenya.
Your Excellency, time is not on our side, but if we can have somebody.
One question for the Kenyan. Get back. Get back. Get back side.
How about the youth? How about the youth?
The youth. And the back.
Youth nyinyi ni Americans.
Excuse me. You realize not everybody can say everything. And I'm going to give you an email where you can be able to communicate with us. We also just need to be, unaelewa, huyu ni rais wa Kenya, tafadhali kwa heshima kidogo tu 10 seconds so that somebody else, because we are out of time, please. Kwa heshima.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Dr. Dongo. Sorry I came late because I was doing exams with Now, I have 3 issues that I want to and I'm very brief because when I'm late. For future, we want the diaspora to take the lead. Just give me time. For the future, I'm a member of the committee for the programming. So the reason why I'm talking are 3 issues. We've tried to reach your government, not only some of us believe what can we do for Kenya. So some of us came here deliberately to make a difference. We wrote letters to you through some of the people, but they sit on those documents. Like personally, I wrote to you before you became the president. And I follow that protocol with the due process. But I want to congratulate you. We want to encourage you when you'll be coming. We don't want you to fear that we'll be having questions. We want you just to share with us, eat with us next time you come, so that we can be able to share and bond. And last but not least, for the leaders who are here who accompany the president, we want to request you, as people in the diaspora, we are civilized, we are organized here in the US, I was in the committee for the programming. When next time we come, Mr. President, we want more time with you and control so that you can know us. I ran for the Senate in this country, so I'm a leader in this country. But I'll follow with you so that we can talk on a more deliberate things that we can help the government do. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very me say the following. You all understand that we came here for a huge US-Africa conference.
Yes.
The next time I come here, you guys, wacha hii mnasema ati niwapatie nafasi. You must look for money to buy me nyama.
Na mahindi.
Number one. Number two. If there is anybody who is afraid of the other, maybe you guys are afraid of me, but we need to be afraid of you. So I am very comfortable to answer any question, anywhere, anytime. That's how I wait to situations. So I am looking forward to an opportunity so that I can answer all your questions. And I want to assure you that the government of Kenya, this one that I lead, will listen to you guys. I have told Rosalyn here, even if she spends a month in the US, our permanent secretary is responsible for matters diaspora. That is okay. That's why I hired her. We can go to state by state and listen, and so that when we act as government, when we do whatever we do, we are doing with your concurrence, with your input, with your contribution, with your ideas. That's the way we are going to build a better relationship, and that's how we are going to build a better nation. Right? So, as I say, mimi nawapenda sana, nawatakia heri, nawatakia baraka ya Mungu, and I will tell your folks at home that you guys are doing well. Are you?
Yes.
Mnang'ang'ana?
Naso.
Excuse me. Before we finish,